Hi everyone, my name is Kyle with the AAC, and for today's video, we're going to be talking about mental health and awareness. Um, with this time, everything is online and virtual, and we're all kind of figuring out what we want to do and how to do things. Um, it could be easy to forget about taking care of our mental health. Um, so I've invited a very good friend of mine from COS to come and chat with us a little bit about that today. Go ahead, Joe.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Jill Mays, and I am the mental health coordinator for our COS Student Health Center. And I just want to share with you today a few tips about how to take care of your mental health while we're in this crazy semester of virtual online learning. And so I want to start with a couple things. I actually put together a mental health awareness tip sheet for faculty to share and post on their Canvas pages. And I know Kyle's going to be sharing that with you all through this video. And so I'm just going to pick out a couple things on this tip sheet that are my favorites and things to think about on how to kind of navigate your own mental health through this time. So one of the first things that I think is awareness and understanding that our mental health is just as important as our physical health. So many of us might be thinking when we wake up in the morning, how do I feel physically? Do I have energy? Do I have stamina to get through the day? And right now you might even be thinking, oh, do I have any symptoms? Like, do I have a sore throat? Do I have a lack of appetite? All those kinds of things that might, might be in our minds when we're thinking about symptoms of COVID. But I want to have you guys start thinking about taking a mental checkup every day. When you wake up, I want you to think a mental temperature check, if you would. So what is your mental outlook like? Are you struggling with feelings of hopelessness or feelings like you can't move forward in the goals that you've set for yourself? Feeling incapable or inadequate in some way? Um, Feeling fearful and worried all the time. Those are all signs that your mental health might be a little bit compromised right now. And I don't want you to feel like that's a sign of weakness. Trust me, none of us ever thought we could live through something like this. We have now spent almost 6 full months in isolation from friends, family, loved ones, a different routine with our work, our school, just the way that we engage in people, even in the grocery store, is so different with the masks and everything. So it is taxing on our mental health. And so if you are recognizing that your mental health is struggling, don't beat yourself up about that. Understand that that's normal and that that's okay. But the first tip I have for you is, once you do recognize that and once you have that awareness, to reach out. I think it's really important that we break down those messages that we may have been told about only people who are really losing it are getting mental health counseling. That's not the case, okay? Many people are reaching out for mental health support right now, and it's normal because the situation that we're in is so beyond what many of us have. It's been taxing on our coping mechanisms, right? So it's just beyond what we have normally had to cope with and deal with in our lives. um, so taking that mental temperature check every morning when you wake up, and asking yourself, how am I feeling? And do I have support? Sometimes you might not have to reach out to a professional counselor. Sometimes you might just need to tell a friend or a family member, hey, I really need to, talk to somebody. And that might be enough of that relief, that weight off your chest for a couple days, to where you feel like, okay, I can now move forward. I'm feeling better. But if it's not, definitely reach out to a mental health counselor. And I'll tell you at the end of this video kind of how to do that. But the other thing that I like to tell people about is to find something that you can control. There's so many things right now that are totally out of our control, right? Zoom might crash on you in the middle of your class. You might get knocked off your internet connection while you're trying to take a quiz. there might be a new regulation that comes into play that now allows you to not be able to see a friend or a loved one or a family member or something like that. You know, you can't travel like maybe you would want to. And so all those things are completely out of our control. So find something that you can control. In this time of chaos around us, what is it that you have control over? Well, you might have control over your diet, what you put in your body, how much you move your body, right? Maybe your sleep patterns are another thing that you can control. Those are things that are within your capacity to change and to improve. And so I encourage you, take this time, because that will make you feel more productive about yourself. It'll make you feel more capable, that you can have control over certain things in this situation. And so evaluate that. I always tell people to evaluate themselves in 4 main areas. You want to evaluate your physical health, your mental health, which we already talked about, your social and relational health, and then your spiritual health. I think we're all creatures that are made up of those 4 components. And those components interact with each other all the time. So if our physical health is off, we might be struggling mentally too. Or if we don't have any friends or social support, we might be struggling physically or mentally. So assess yourself in those areas, and then take care of what you can. Make changes where you can, and those things that you don't have any control over, you got to just let them go. Okay. So those are just a couple tips. Also, the last one is to try to get into some kind of routine with your schedule right now. I know that, again, everything's chaotic around you, and you're juggling all these school schedules, but if you can kind of chunk your time out every day and say, I'm going to be on my Zoom from this time to this time, and then I need to get up and stretch. So I'm going to give myself 30 minutes to do that, and maybe to grab a bite to eat, and I won't get back on my computer for maybe another hour or so. And then I have another chunk of time to study. So kind of breaking down your day, I think is important, and giving yourself that routine. And also it's kind of something to think about, getting ready for the day. You know, we're all in a environment, many of us are working from home, where you don't really have to dress up, you don't have to be presentable. But if you do, it's amazing, it kind of makes a difference. You know, when you get out of your PJs and you know, you put your clothes on like you normally would to go to school, all of a sudden your mind says, hey, I think I'm supposed to be doing something today. I'm supposed to be working. So those are a couple little tips, but there's a lot more tips on this sheet that Kyle's going to post to this video. And they're real fun to look at, and just pick a couple of them that you might want to implement into your daily routine. The other thing I want to make sure I share with you is how to access those mental health counseling services here if you need them. So we offer between 6 and 8 individual counseling sessions for free to all of our students here at the Student Health Center. And all you have to do is email me. You just have to email and say, I'm interested in mental health counseling services. I will send you a couple steps to take. There's a couple forms to complete and send back to me. And once those are back, then we can schedule you with the counselor during a part of your day where, you know, it works out for you. Those sessions right now are being done through teletherapy. Teletherapy is confidential. We don't use Zoom because it's not quite as confidential as we would like it to be for mental health counseling, but we use another program, and the link is super easy. You don't even have to download anything to your computer. You just click on the link from an email that we send you, and it puts you into a confidential portal, and you meet with your counselor that way. And all that is outlined in the information that I'll send you once you reach out to me. So, but we're also hoping that maybe by mid-semester, October-ish is kind of our projected plan, that for those students who don't want to do the teletherapy, they may be able to come in and see their counselor. Of course, we'll keep all the social distancing guidelines, but that may be an option mid-semester or so. But don't wait till then. If you need help, please reach out right away. Right now we have fairly open schedules, so we can get people in pretty quickly and get you seen by a counselor right away. So I'll give you my email real quick if you guys want to write it down. It's Jill M, Jillm @cos.edu. And we can put that down in the notes as well. So that's the best way to get a hold of me. And if you also want to check out the other services the Health Center offers online, you can go to the cos.edu homepage, and from there, click on Student Support. When when the drop box comes down, you'll see Health and Wellness or Health and Wellbeing. Click on that one, and then it'll take you straight to our Student Health Center. All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joe. It's so great to hear about all the exciting things that you guys are doing as far as counseling. Um, and that I can, or anyone can do it online from home. And they could just log in and talk to you or a counselor that you have, um, and just chat about what's going on. So thank you so much. I love that it's free. It's easy to do from home, easy to get started. Um, so thank you so much. And like you said, I am going to be putting Jill's email in the description for this video. I'm also going to be attaching and putting in the other tips from Jill about how to stay mentally healthy during this time. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.